finish, home semi-final, must win every one of their final 6 to do that.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see when the game pinches, whose appetite's greater. Leeds to make the 6 or Warrington to finish top. And I've just got a feeling Leeds to make the 6. That's why I back Leeds, is because I feel like that's a stronger desire for me.
Understandably, nobody has sold more Magic Weekends tickets than the Leeds Rhinos in their home city. They stand by to enter here, I'm sure, to a huge roar, side by side with the Warrington Wolves aiming for a shot at top spot.
There have been several examples of Leeds Rhino seasons looking like lost causes. But is the new coach having enough of an influence to resurrect Leeds' top 6 hopes? That is terrific, absolutely brilliant. Are they about to charge up the table?
They need to show me that again next week and then the week after that.
Sam Burgess is a leader of men. This is a championship team with the potential to go on and win everything.
The Super League story keeps on giving.
Well, enjoy the roar when the Warrington Wolves and Leeds Rhinos enter the field here at Ellen Road. The Rhinos fans' enthusiasm, no doubt, resurrected from what we seen in round 21.
You've got to love sport. 4 weeks ago they were done, weren't they? The fans were off them. 2 good performances, and all of a sudden, look, Ellen Road's bouncing. Leeds could win it again.
They should be confident this time, given the performance last week from Leeds Rhinos at Headingley. Every one of the Leeds fans in this stadium is wanting and expecting the same level of performance as last week, and they will have to be as good as that if they're going to compete with this Warrington side.
Just got to love sport. How quick it changes. Leeds dead and buried. Hang on a minute, they could win it now. And for Warrington...
10,000 Leeds fans here just off the back of last week.
Well, we have done some flip-flopping in our predictions as well. Truth be told, they're lining up. It's 2 very, very strong sides. Warrington Wolves will then make it 4 changes to the side that beat the London Broncos. George Williams, the most notable returnee for them. Luke Yates also back into their side.
Well, Luke Yates, he's big for Warrington, because if you look at Warrington historically the last few years, where they've been lacking it is that gritty, nuggety defender who's going to come up with the right plays all the time, and he's one of those.
A 13-second round of applause now for the Rugby Football League's Respect campaign, emphasising to all supporters here, all players, coaches and staff, to respect each other and, of course, the great game of Rugby League. 13 seconds applause now. Formalities concluded. The ferocious nature of Rugby League that attracts the likes of 2-time world champion Josh Warrington to watch it will explode on your screens now on Sky Sports. It's game 3 of day 1 of the 2024 Magic Weekend here at Ellen Road in Leeds. It's the Warrington Wolves against the Leeds Rhinos, a side looking to close in on a shot of the league leader shield against a side desperate to cling on to the top 6. Enjoy it all now in the company of our commentary team, led by Dave Woods.
Thank you, John. Well, this feels like it's going to be really, really good, doesn't it? They both produced a blueprint for excellence in recent weeks. Now the pressure is on to keep on keeping on. Leeds dazzled against Wigan last week. They need much more of the same simply to make the playoffs. Warrington's sights set much higher, but for them too, nothing less than a win will do. John Wells alongside. What are you reckoning here, John?
Well, just listening to the excellent interview with Josh Warrington, he spoke about the energy that the home support here at Ellen Road gave him when he became that IBF featherweight world champion. I think, notwithstanding last week's results, the Leeds Rhinos are going to need to feed off that same energy, because I think this Warrington Wolves side is out to prove a point here tonight.
So here we go. Vaughan, the first man to carry it in for the Warrington Wolves, who are wearing a bit of a retro look, aren't they, tonight? Takes you back to the 90s, the shirts they're wearing. Familiar colours, different design. And they're having a chance to set an early tempo, but Yates is smashed to the ground by Sam Lasoni, who came in and made his point, and Curry now can't take it much more than another couple of yards. Leeds' intensity in defence has been upped in recent weeks. We've seen that. But can they do it again here today against the Warrington side, who for very good reason are amongst the favourites to make, if not win, the grand final this year. Lockie Miller is on the chase and will look to bring it back, but it's a very efficient Warrington chase that gets up there. And Leeds' turn now to take a taste of the tempest that comes in their faces from Warrington's defence.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to be flawless this evening. I really do. I think, you know, the absence of Brodie Croft is a big miss. A lot of pressure on Jack Sinfield's shoulders. Brodie Croft, I think he led the try assists, or does lead the try assists. You know, they're going to have to find that inspiration, that creativity from somewhere else.
Yeah, Brodie Croft missing tonight. If you missed it, on compassionate leave, has flown back to Australia. So our thoughts with him very much, I'm sure. But in his absence, Leeds are finding a way to almost get to the halfway line. Frawley now will kick at the end of it. And underneath is a simple take by Thewlis, who runs it back at that Leeds defence. The arm wrestle settles early here. Neither side willing to give in the opening two sets of defence. And just for a moment, Rhys Martin not willing to get out of the way before Warrington can play the ball, but they do now and take it forward. Well, a couple of eye-catching results already today, of course. If you missed it, hopefully you haven't. Hopefully you've been with us for the full jamboree so far today. London with that win against Hull, and that is a knock-on. To finish that ball, Wigan with their victory against St Helens. But a knock-on, and suddenly Leeds are handed prime position with a set to start inside their opponent's half.
Yeah, it's the Warrington Wolves that have blinked first. I think it's the sticky stuff, isn't it, that's just on Toby King's hands. The knock-on offers Leeds the first opportunity, and it's going to be a genuine opportunity, you would have thought, midway through this set at this Warrington Wolves line. We'll see just how good they are.
That win, by the way, taking Wigan back to the top of the table, 34 points. 22 games played, but Hull KR with a game in hand still, of course, and a better points difference. So win for them tomorrow against Catalan would take them back top. Win here for Warrington keeps the pressure on, but Leeds needing to keep the pressure on. The 6 above them, they stand in 7th in the table at the moment, 4 points away from where they need to be and needing to find a way. And here comes Newman, cutting back towards the middle, and a skip across the face of the defence by Miller. Now it's MacDonald who strains things off and shakes defenders away. Vaughan just about kept a hold of his breeches and pulled him down. So into dummy half goes Ackers, dummy shown by Sinfield, and within sight of the line. But Warrington's defence clamps in. Still tackles in the bag. Miller with a dummy. Rushed at. Nicholson, I think it was, who came flying out and cut down the options.
Great pressure from Nicholson. They're going to have to be that on Lockie Miller. Brilliant tackle breaker he is.
So this is Lasoni away to Sangaré, but again some desperate Warrington defending. Ackers now, this is the last. Frawley flicks it wide. Newman with a left foot step, running into trouble, finding defenders everywhere he steps. And Warrington survive the danger and get the ball back.
Yeah, really organised defensive work from the Warrington Wolves. The key play in there, Matty Nicholson, just not affording Lockie Miller the time that he needs. And we've got 2 fullbacks here. We've spoken about them in build-up. The boys at pitchside have previewed this brilliantly. Matt Duffy and Lockie Miller are 1st and 2nd, respectively, in the tackle bus charts. They are dangerous, dangerous players. Take the time away from them, and that is you go a long way to neutralising the respective attacks.
There you go, the 2 full-backs, and a relieving penalty for Warrington. Discipline's going to have to be tight from both teams because every yard counts today. And this gives away a few with a kick. So the kick to touch from Drinkwater. Warrington get a bit of a leg up towards the halfway line. King with a tap. And the restart, and he's going to joust with those oncoming Leeds defenders right from the start. Drinkwater in. Search back down to the middle. John Bateman wearing the number 42, one of their more recent arrivals, of course. Debut a couple of weeks ago. Vaughan, who's been doing it all year, gathering up those yards. Good effort from him. Curry puts it back. Williams drops it off. Nicholson takes in, but he's met well by that line of Leeds defenders. But they are finding themselves in decent position here at the moment, the Wolves. And Roderick Tye trying to find a bit more room, but on the last Warrington are going to have to kick here, you think, and Williams puts the chip up. Fusitua's coming across. Sinfield's there as well. Did he catch it in full? He did. He was in the in-goal area when he caught that, so it'll be a tap back on the 20.
Well, it was close, though, wasn't it? It was a pinpoint kick from Williams. Yeah, he just manages to plant that left leg. So that's classed as on the full 7 tackle set.
I love the Magic Weekend, the 12 tribes coming together over the 2 days. And the noise that emanates from wherever it's played, it's been similar today at Ellen Road, and it remains an intense atmosphere. Focus on this one, I tell you, from not just the supporters of these two clubs, but several in and around them, for who a result today will be important one way or the other. Miller goes left to Newman. Newman now stepping back, but 3 Warrington defenders out there to do their job. 7 minutes played very nearly already. It's flying by. This is Martin who has a go. Last season at Leeds, of course, after years of great service. Puts it back inside for Smith, and Sinfield will have a go and almost tears a hole and tries to get the ball away ambitiously to McDonnell, and it doesn't come off, and Warrington get control of the situation.
Yeah, he'd want to rewind there 5 seconds, wouldn't he? But here goes Ashton.
What about this for a turn of pace? Brilliant stuff. Matty Ashton. He's an absolute speedster, and from a standing start has taken his side deep into Leeds territory. Across the line goes Dufty, and here's another quicken. Thewlis on the right-hand side. Frawley's got him wrapped up and puts him down. So Ty will wait patiently at dummy half again. Just a hammering forward at the moment to try and soften up this Leeds defence, as Warrington look for a platform to build. Powell, ever present for Warrington this year. Drinkwater, Sinfield put the pressure on, but he got a hand on that.
Yeah, and he needed to make that exactly what he did. Look, and it's going to be another set of 6 to Warrington Wolves, but he really needed to put that pressure on. Here's Ashton's earlier breaks, an offload from Toby King. He does that a lot. Look, pin the ears back. He is one of the quickest, if not the quickest in the game. And
he's in form at the moment. 5 tries in the last 5 games.
Isn't he just? Scored his 100th last week on the buzzer down in London. I think 14 Super League tries. Yeah, it's an impressive return, isn't it?
David Fusitu'a, who's had his injury problems, was the man who was there to rescue the situation for Leeds on that occasion, but there's more to come, because Warrington get a full set within about 30 of their opponent's half, and they're being tested here at Leeds by Dufty in the first instance, and offside. So, well, a chance to kick for goal here. Scrum offences do offer that option these days.
Yeah. And I think that's what they are going to do. I think I saw Sam Powell point to the stick. Sam Powell, remember, played 75 minutes in the halves last week unexpectedly. George Williams rested. He's back for today's game, of course. Well, I don't think it's a daft idea, to be honest. I think this is going to be nip and tuck. I personally think this will be a 1-score game. Some early discussions between Martin Gleeson and Sam Burgess. That will be attack-based, won't it?
Burgess very much a Wayne Bennett prodigy in many respects, isn't he, in coaching terms? And what does Wayne always say? Keep the tins rattling, get the 2. It's a different philosophy from different coaches. Some would say you put the 2 over here, you lay yourself prone to making a mistake at the other end when the kickoff comes. So it's one thought or another.
And they've got a sharpshooter from the boot, haven't they, in Josh Thewlis, up around 80%, 78% from the boot this year. You would say, well, these are never gimmies, are they? Not in this sort of atmosphere, but you would back him in heavily to open the scoring for the Wolves. Here's the kick predictor. Yeah, over. Well, there you go.
97%. He can't miss it. He can't miss it. He can't miss it. And he hasn't. Over it goes. 2-0. Warrington lead with 10 minutes of the match played.
Yeah, it was just innocuous, wasn't it? Offside from the scrum. Penalty given. Easy 2 points for Thewlis. And the fans, many of whom I saw out in the fan zone, some had spent quite a lot of the afternoon there and had just filed in at the last minute.
I tell you what's been a feature this year, though, certainly today, is that there have been decent crowds in for every game. And I'm not saying that the magical surrounds of Leeds are not as good as the magical surrounds of Newcastle, but maybe people have thought, let's just get in there and watch the Rugby League.
Yeah, hasn't it? I think the beauty of it as well is, you know, yes, this is a Leeds-Warrington game, but you cast your eye around the stadium, there are shirts of all colours here. There are fans who have stayed on and who are taking in all 3 games. You know, in what other circumstances would you see Wigan fans watching Warrington and Leeds go at it?
Well, there are designs, we know, from those who want to lead the game forward to get rid of this magic weekend, but there are a lot of fans of the concept inside the stadium today. Warrington with the early lead. King goes out of dummy half. Looking to gain some ground again here, the Wolves. And Bateman will challenge, but well met by 3 Leeds defenders again. Out of dummy half, it's taken by Powell. And the angle of attack is moved back towards the centre of the field. Powell's having a look around. He's having a bit of an Indian summer this season, isn't he? Having played most of the year off the bench, but in the last few games, becoming more of a starter with Walker having that off-the-bench role. Drinkwater puts it high. Miller's underneath it. Doesn't have to move far, but very nearly lost the ball. And it gave a chance for Hewlis to get up there and for Warrington to push and to really challenge. And that is a real victory for Warrington's defence there. Pressure on with the kick and the juggle, and then the drop out underneath the stick and shoes.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, something that looks as simple as a juggle, any non-clean take removes all your momentum and really hands the opportunity to a defensive side if they are on the metal, and the Warrington Wolves were there. So Lockie Miller will have to organise his defensive line once he's punted this downfield for another set in defence. You wouldn't imagine this would go short. You'd imagine they'd put some distance between themselves and the try line.
Well, the difference between winning and losing today for Leeds is a chasm. Win today, they're back within 2 points of St Helens, having played the same number of matches, and within 2 points of Catalan and Salford, who play tomorrow. Lose today, they remain 4 adrift with only 5 rounds to go, so it has to be a must-win game. Powell, one-handed pickup, back to the inside. Drinkwater to Williams. Williams, well, the pass is poor. It's going to be picked up. The referee's blowing his whistle. I think there was a Leeds hand on that. I think Warrington are going to get it back.
Yeah, I think the pass was intended for Matt Duffy, who moved late from the ruck. As it comes off George Williams' hands, yeah, just touches a Leeds Rhinos. Well, no, it doesn't. It touches the Warrington hand, doesn't it? Well, that's not as clear-cut as I thought at first glance.
10 seconds, let's go, put down.
Well, it is Warrington's head and feet here.
All right, it is. It's Harry Newman who's got his right arm in there, so Warrington retain possession. Duffy on the move late again.
So they come, leading by 2. Duffy's out wide, rolling and spinning away, grabbed a hold of, dragged down, but within 20 of where they want to be. It's all a little slow, and it's too slow, the referee says, and resets the tackle count. 6 from here, but there's a worry for Warrington. Duffy gets up, and he's looking in bad shape as Yates drives it in. So still 5 to go from here. Powell now, spinning it back towards Drinkwater, and the short one to Vaughan, and Vaughan's lost the ball. Mistake from him. Cameron Smith picks it up. Leeds do the job, force the error, they'll tell you, and get the ball back.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a huge moment. Maybe not just even in this game, but for the remainder of the season for the Warrington Wolves. Matt Duffy, top of your screen, is trying desperately to run off what looks like a knee or an ankle injury picked up in that tackle.
Well, he's not looking comfortable at all, is he? Duffy at the moment, and he might be tested here because they've picked him out, and Newman with a lovely little swerve past him and gets the ball back on the inside. Hanley's felled, but Duffy again is up and hobbling as Leeds come charging forward. Lissone with a heck of a carry, takes it in. They're just trying to keep hold of it, and Ackers. Now they're going back towards where Duffy stands. Newman pops it back. Martin again gets it away. Handley bouncing over defenders, throws it back to Sinfield. McDonald's made a run. Sinfield spotted that, tried to get the kick through, but a timely boot from Bateman gives him the ball back again.
Yeah, he's in all sorts, isn't he? came off against London and looked like he maybe picked up something. I don't think they were that concerned about it. Maybe that's whether it's a new injury or an aggravation. Either way, that is massive, massive in the context of this game, certainly for the Warrington Wolves. They've got a bench stacked with forwards. They're going to have to do some fair rejigging here if he has to leave the field.
One of the features as we head towards the run-in is the respective health of teams at the top of the table. And you'd look at Warrington and say pretty much 100%. Steph Ratchford missing. One or two others as well. Connor Wrench, Lachlan Fitzgibbon. But otherwise, key players in key positions looking good. Well, Dufty might be a counter-argument to that. Here comes Newman. Little hop and a step. Running in. Still playing out on that right wing as he tries to recover. Thulis has gone in at full-back. This is Momirovski. Challenging again. Ackers quickly up to dummy. Half up he goes. Cameron Smith's there for company, but he darts back to this right-hand side where Sinfield tries to add a little bit of weight. Ackers again. Leeds again, searching that left side. They're like lions, recognising there's a wounded prey out there. Will they go that side again? Yes, they will. Frawley puts the kick up. Maybe not the best, but it is knocked, and it's knocked backwards. And Frawley can have another go. And this is a chip. And it's Thulis who couldn't get there. I think Cameron Smith was just leaning into him, not challenging for the ball, but Warrington have it.
Yeah, they get away with one there, Warrington. Dufty's moving back into the middle of the field now. Josh Thulis back onto the wing. I mean, Lockie Miller may not be a hugely experienced rugby league player, but he can spot an injury, can't he? He made a beeline on 3 occasions there for that short side where Dufty was trying to hide and recover.
Well, that'll be encouraging from Warrington's point of view, because Dufty very much involved on that last carry. As Warrington sink the halfway, 2 to go in this set. Powell and Yates just looking for a line back on the inside. Last play in this set for Warrington. So Drinkwater tasked with a kick and tidy enough out of play. Leeds get it back, but on Warrington's terms. Yeah,
and it's the right thing to do as well. They've had a really dramatic last 90 seconds or so. Get the ball off the field and really just take a chance to breathe and reset.
Are you trying to nominate for that?
6 of the last 7 Warrington have won, with him in prime form, but he's still feeling it, isn't it? Well, one defeat for Warrington, of course, was against Hulkingston Rovers 2 weeks ago.
Well, look, you know, this is a team game, and we all know it is, but within a team you can still have standout players, and you know, if Dufty's not fully fit, that's his entire game. His entire game is about footwork and evasion and speed, and you know, if he's carrying an injury there, they're going to be severely limited. They're going to be hamstrung, if you pardon the pun.
There's Handley, who's just about on the halfway line. It's back with Cameron Smith. Smith having a peek, having a go. Warrington defenders attracted to him. He can't make too much. So plays again. Ackers goes left. Frawley's out there. Reece Martin was running on the outside. Frawley tried to use him as a foil. Thwarted. Last play. Into Sinfield. Sinfield will kick towards that corner again. Handley's trying to get there, but it's Dufty who travels the quickest and safest.
Yeah, he cleans up nicely, doesn't he, at the back. Overcalled Josh Thulis to take possession of the ball. Thulis with the carry now. Leeds Rhinos have had an awful lot of success.
Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. It's a knock-on by Thulis. And the referee's given it as a steal. So it'll be a penalty for Warrington.
Yeah, it's a let-off, and it is. When it comes out like that at that sort of speed, it's nothing else, is it? There's hands in there. Yeah, just going to say that Leeds Rhinos, they're having an awful lot of luck, an awful lot of good fortune around the ruck. They've got angled runners in, the little soft spots inside a defender. I think that's something that the Warrington Wolves may want to tidy up on the fly, just narrow that gap a little bit behind the markers.
There's Ty.
Wait, Sam. Wait, Sam. Go on.
Thulis spinning it back to the middle. Nicholson having a go again.
2. Movement, Josh.
Powell peering around, wondering which way to go. Likeliest is back towards the middle. Leeds defensive line is off quickly there. Curry carries it in with some intent and is getting good meters after contact. So Powell in that general's position once more. Drinkwater Williams with a chip towards the corner. Miller's got a little bit of work to do here to stay in the field of play. Beatons one and does enough on the second to make sure that Leeds start from there.
Does really well because he was under some pressure, wasn't he? Bateman had really had after that kick. It's just a brilliant evasive skills from Lockie Miller. Really, really well-balanced player.
Here's Momorowski. Leeds trying to pick meters up here. Jared O'Connor's on the field. Seen him playing much more down the middle in the last couple of weeks. Ackers stays out there as dummy half. This is Ackers, and this is O'Connor with his first carry, who's taking it energetically towards a halfway line. And Ackers again, last play, so Frawley to kick. Spinning, end over end, Pulis underneath it. Safely caught. Just being invited to run with the ball by Matt Duffy. I think he looked at his fullback, and the fullback held his hand out and said, "Go on, son, you have a go. Give me a break here."
Well, he's just pulled Matty Ashton 30 metres in from the wing because he doesn't fancy the carry himself. He's clearly struggling. He's staying on the field and he's trying to battle it out. But
that's better, James. That's line speed.
There's King. Leeds again with this. You might have heard it from the referee there. The line speed. James Harrison, the latest to carry. This is a happy day for him. Leeds United season ticket holder is James, along with his dad. And playing at Ellen Road is a thrill. Kick downfield is caught by Handley. And Frawley picks up. And now it's Newman looking to trouble those Warrington defenders. Frawley in at the halves. O'Connor spinning around. And eventually pulled to the ground. Ackers picks up, goes left. Frawley now has got Reece Martin hopping back towards the middle. Martin's trying to keep the arm free on the off chance of an offload, but not this time. 2 plays to go for Leeds. And look where they are. Cameron Smith with a short pass. They can't burst their way through. It's Bentley. Another fresh from the bench, who's down with 5 to cover. Ackers to Frawley. Frawley putting up there. Ty and Pulis look on, but the catch! Oh, it's Pulis whose defensive work is exemplary to stop a certain try, surely.
Try saver, because that's a brilliant leap from Ash Handley. You look at the work there, getting his body and his feet and his knees and everything he can underneath Ash Handley to deny him a try. That's brilliant work. We know wingers are known for points at the other end of the field. Well, they are just as valuable. Brilliant defensive work from the wingman.
So Warrington looking to turn it away. Just Warrington watching on today, of course, the Leeds supporting boxing champion, and we've got him mic'd up. These have been some of his reactions to the game so far.
It's end to end, isn't it? It's end to end, it's non-stop.
End to end. He's loving it, we're loving it. Warrington looking to get back towards the other end of the field, leading at the moment by those 2 points to nil. Just that one penalty separating these two sides at the moment. It's intense. It's back to Drinkwater. Kicks long and hard. Handley's chasing after that. He's done well. Good skills from him. And a good return as well from the winger. And you can hear what that means to the Leeds fans. Just that murmur, that extra murmur that lifted around the stadium as Martin takes it to the halfway line.
Yeah, the metres over the gain line is really impressive for the Rhinos. Here comes Harry Newman from the base of the ruck. They're making real inroads into this Warrington pack at the moment.
Sinfield putting it back to O'Connor. And O'Connor will take it to within 30. Ackers, Bentley, and now Frawley, and back to Reece Martin, but Martin hits the shoulder almost the moment he gets the ball. Nicholson in and low. Frawley again with a kick back towards the middle of the park, but Drinkwater's seen that coming, but he can't do much about what came next. Leeds defenders all over him, and a drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, the momentum well and truly with the Leeds Rhinos. But I'll tell you what, they probably needed that, because I reckon they bombed an opportunity to cause problems for that Warrington right edge. When Reece Martin was hit on that short line, they had Lockie Miller lurking on the outside, to create a potential overlap, and that may be something Brad Arthur would want to jot in the notebook, because, you know, opportunities are going to be few and far between against this Warrington side.
Drinkwater with a clearing drop. Frawley catches safely, and Cameron Smith will bring it back, looking to add some energy to the situation. Ackers has time here to consider the next move. It's Bentley with a push and the shove and the loss of the ball. Error. He tried to keep things going there, and he simply lost it. And Warrington celebrate.
Yeah, he's had his leg lifted, but then, you know, it's still his responsibility to keep possession of the ball, and he'll be disappointed with that, because I think the momentum and all the territory as well has been with the Rhinos of late.
More to come tomorrow. Lee Salford starts us at 1. Catalan Hull KR, big game that one, 3:30, with Catalan and Hull KR both scrapping at the top end, and it comes to a conclusion with Castleford against Huddersfield. Some local pride at stake there as well. So 3 games today, 3 more tomorrow on this magic weekend. It's a feast. And here's King. They're not going too far. Powell. Harrison will just gallop in again. Powell. This is Yates. A bit of honest endeavour from the front few from Warrington, but Leeds' defence is matching them at the moment. Powell again, looking left. Drinkwater trying to make something happen, and Momorowski with the deflection off the shoulder back to Fusitua, and Leeds have easy possession back again here.
That's a gift for Leeds. Drinkwater decided he was passing that before the start of the play. Picked a short side. I think mentally committed to this pass. It just wasn't on because there were Leeds players in the frame.
Will Leeds have a chance to build here again? As Miller goes to Handley, and Handley tries to shake off Nicholson, but he's not for being shaken off. But 3 tackles still to go, so plenty of time to just create and craft something here if they can. Smith is down. Ackers. O'Connor. And Bentley again, but just run into by Bateman. Or vice versa. Last play, Frawley looking for the kick once more. Thewlis comes off, and that's a clear foot in the in-goal area. Tap back on the 20. Here they come with some electricity. The tap taken quickly, and the 0 tackle is there. That's some ground covered. Some ground covered.
That's it. It's a fantastic 10 seconds from Josh Thewlis, because he had time to get himself set, to make sure he had 1 foot in goal, and then took 30 metres straight out of the Leeds Rhinos defence.
Well, they're travelling quickly here. 3 plays, and King has taken them a good 10-12 metres inside the Leeds half, so they have a potential to finish in an attacking position, but Walker scraped to the ground. Not long on the field. Drinkwater, and now Bateman, and Bateman trying to find an angle and a gap. So 2 to go. Walker back again to Drinkwater, and Harrison with a quick twisting pass. This is Dufty drifting and swerving and getting away from a couple and twisting away from Momorowski and stepping back on the inside. And here's a chance for King, who pops it back to Dufty. He finds a cul-de-sac, but the pass is to Williams. Williams is closed down. Some terrific attacking flair from Warrington. Some very good response and defence from Leeds, with 1 play still to go. Walker. Williams is hurt this time. Drinkwater puts it through. Frawley gets a hand on it, knocks it backwards, and rescues that.
Well marshalled by Matt Frawley, and a little bit of magic from Matt Dufty, who looked to have been in a lot better shape than he was 10 minutes ago.
Here's Martin. Leeds his turn to make some yards. O'Connor's popped in there at acting half, feeding the fuel for Smith to go forward again. O'Connor has a look once more. Where's he going? To Frawley on that left-hand side. Frawley seeking the inside path once again. Halfway line reached, kick needed. Sinfield set, and does get that kick away as Curry advances quickly. Dufty's catch. He's going to have to do it alone here in the face of that oncoming Leeds defence, which has worked well.
No, it's well made. It's a good kick chase from Bentley. He's really restricted, limited the meters. Now it's the hard stuff. Now it's the hard yards for these outside backs. This is the area they've really improved on, Dave, just the line speed, particularly when they pin opposition in a corner. I thought they did it really well last week against Wigan. We've seen the same again, and it's what Brad Arthur spoke about, wasn't it? Line speed, top of his agenda for things to fix.
Well, it remains 2-0.
Come on, James Bentley.
Williams. He's going to try and tease Leeds line. Tie. Nicholson twisting in the tackle, but his arms kept pinned by Nicholson-Watton.
Wait, Jared. Go 5.
Drinkwater again. Just punches it downfield. Fossey Tua just has to resettle himself to take that ball as it drifted his way. And he hasn't made too many steps forward. And Leeds again starting from deep territory. Handley and Ty came in with a shoulder.
And Danny Walker on the field now. He's been rotated on. So I think maybe Sam Burgess's plan is, look, let's get some of the sting out of the game, and Sam Powell soak up with this, and then you've got a absolute live wire. Watch out for him in their next set of possession.
There's Newman, who's tackled on the third. This is Lockie Miller. Can't find any weakness in that Warrington defence. He searched left. No Frawley. Back again to the youngster Nicholson-Watton, who's forced back. He's gathering experiences, and he gained time in the last few weeks. Frawley's kick. Dewlis's catch. Leeds on the chase. Dewlis to return. And Williams waits again. Plenty of the Warrington defenders not behind the play the ball. Still trying to get back there.
Yeah, it's been that sort of game, hasn't it? You know, the ball's been in play for a long time. Both sets of completion rates really high. Warrington in the 80s, Leeds the high 70s. Not many mistakes.
And there's Ashton, who just bounced away from the first attempt. He's putting a few questions in mind. Walker does well, picks up and gathers some steam as Nicholson takes it forward. Walker's having a look around. Harrison, I think, fancies a carry, but it goes across his face. Curry now onto Drinkwater. The defence from Momorowski trying to close things down, but they found a way out to Ashton on this left-hand side, but equally Leeds defence comes drifting across.
Yeah, well marshalled, well covered, patient defence from the Rhinos.
And now we're on the last, and King's gone down the blind side. It's a shock play, but it certainly doesn't shock Momorowski, who not only catches cleanly, but returns superbly.
Right, it's outstanding. It's brilliant work from Momorowski. It was a slips catch, wasn't it? And then just took 30 metres out. The Warrington Wolves are on the spread here.
Handley standing in field. Ty with a tackle.
Yeah, take a look at this. Reaction time. Momorowski, brilliant work. And then brilliant evasive skills to pinch metres for the Rhinos.
Martin has taken Leeds 10 steps further downfield. Nicholson-Watton centralises things. 2 plays to go for Leeds here. O'Connor goes left to Frawley, and here's Rhys Martin again, and the kick and the chase for Handley to get after that, but the ball was only going to beat everybody there. And Warrington have it back, but very close to their own line here.
Yeah, it's a good tactical kick, isn't it? Nikolai Oledzki, one of a number of injured players for the Leeds Rhinos. He looks like he's enjoyed himself, though. He likes what he sees so far from the Leeds Rhinos. I think if I have a criticism of their attacking play, it's just their shape and depth. Again, we come back to Lockie Miller, who's a brilliant, exciting player to watch. But I wonder whether sometimes he doesn't read and pick which side to go. So very often they're left without an outlet at the back, and they end up running a lot of plays, a lot of lead lines rather, not really challenging centres and wingers in the channels for Warrington.
6 minutes to go. It remains tight, unsettling for those of a nervous disposition who have the passions of one or the other of these two sides, knowing how important this match is today for both of them. Harrison takes it in. Walker, hands on knees before the hard work begins again, and a kick out of dummy half that isn't a 40-20 by any stretch, but is still, if it holds up, and it does hold up, is a very good kick. And Miller does well to get out of there as swiftly as he does, but Warrington have got up there quickly too.
Yeah, ball held up perfectly, didn't it, for Warrington. Forced Lockie Miller into that difficult carry. And now it's Warrington's turn to be able to apply some pressure with their own line speed.
We have not seen a lot of razzle-dazzle so far in this first half, have we? But we have seen a fair intensity from both teams. Defensively, O'Connor picks up. Frawley now is on that left flank again, searching. Newman puts the kick in. Walker's got it read. Has support there from his fullback Duffy, but decides to take one for the team and take the tackle.
Yeah, an awful lot of effort stuff here from the Leeds Rhinos. They're really working again. Jared O'Connor leading the line. The transition from attack to defence is noticeable in its improvement over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And again, a solid defensive line presented to Matty Ashton there.
So many stars of so many sports look onto the rugby league field and admire what they see, don't they? Bradley Wiggins, the Tour de France winner a few years back. So many who were involved in the toughest of sports consider this game possibly the toughest of them all. As a slow play the ball, because it was a bit scrambled, which gave Nicholson Watton the chance to go charging out. And Duffy is put down. Here's Sinfield. And now for Situa.
Move, Danny! Back we come, John. Great.
Frawley. Martin. Climbed all over by Curry. O'Connor. Smith along to Sinfield, and here is McDonnell. 2 plays to go. Leeds creeping towards where they want to be, but it's only a creep at the moment. They need to speed that up a little, and they are here. Oh, what about that hit from Ty? Ty spins it away. Williams has found space, and this is going to be the opening try. Finally there's a burst. Finally the seams are broken through. It was the shoulder of Ty that opened things up. It was the pace of Williams that finished things off.
Well, it's Magic Weekend and you're looking for pieces of dazzling brilliance. Well, this was started by brute force, wasn't it? George Williams is a try scorer, but you can chalk this up to a fantastic shot by Roderick Ty. Now take a look at the starting point for all of this. Leeds in possession, ball does go out the back to Lockie Miller, but he is collected by Roderick Ty. And then it's a fantastic piece of attacking deception from George Williams, and he's no slouch, is he? And he opens the try scoring for the Warrington Wolves. Take another look at this shot. Shoulder in, arms wrapped, textbook stuff. Williams shows the ball to Josh Shoeless, bamboozles Ash Hanley, and then opens the legs and scores to the right-hand side of the uprights. And you feel, because of the time where we are in the game, right before half-time, that is a really significant score.
Well, it was a game that needed breaking open, wasn't it? By something special or something dynamic. It was the toughness of Ty that managed to find a way to get Williams away. That kind of game, I think we just heard from the referee. St Burgess will be happy with the scoreline now. The side have not been allowed to dominate, but it looks as though they are going to go in half-time with a lead here. Thewlis again favourite to kick this.
Oh, absolutely. If he was 97% from bang in front, he's 5 metres to the right-hand side. You'd stick him in the high 80s, wouldn't you, to knock this over as well. He is a very, very good kicker of a ball from a tee, is Josh Dewlis. I think he's had an outstanding first 40 minutes, by the way, both sides of the ball. Positional awareness, tidying things up, try-saver in there. He has been Johnny on the spot as Josh Dewlis. Missed last week, of course. Back, and perhaps with a point to prove.
Settles himself to try to give his side a 2-score lead, and in a tight game, that could be a big moment that we've just seen. The Williams try, the Thewlis goal, it's 8-0.
Yeah, and it all came, didn't it, from somebody who was prepared to take a chance, come out of the line, but time it so well that he dislodges the ball and then gives a brilliant opportunity, a transitional opportunity, and potentially a game-breaking opportunity for George Williams. And that man's Roderick Ty, opened up last week in a head clash with Dean Parata, I think it was, back on the field today, and I tell you what, he didn't hang around, did he? Wow.
He's one of those players, I mean, we said this before, unheralded at the start of the year, really, wasn't he? You know, signed by Warrington. I don't think nobody thought, oh, there's a superstar for Super League, but his reputation has been growing as the season's gone on. He's been a wonderful signing.
And I think as the tracks have dried up as well, as the weather's warmed up, the conditions have got better, I think we've seen more of him.
Well, we might see more of him there, but Dufty chose to keep rather than pass. Wrestled down last 30 seconds or so of this first half. And here is Ty with ball in hand. Walker stalking up to dummy half again to try and get them moving forward again. Last play, possibly the last play of the half here, depending on how this ends up. Drinkwater, Williams again, they're going to go for the run out to Matty Ashton. Ashton seeks the centre ground again, but he's going to have to take the tackle, and that should do it. That should do it for this first half. Well, it has been tight and at times tense, but it's that big shoulder of Roderick Ty that opened this game up. Williams try, 2 goals from Thewlis, and he knows he's got some working to do at half-time, the Leeds coach. But at half-time, it is Warrington who lead here by 8 points to 0.
Yes, the Papua New Guinean hitman came up with the goods, dislodging the ball. What a tackle.
Big but though, but they need to win this game. It's looking like they'll need to win all their remaining games.
Oh, this is it. If they don't win this, they're not in the playoffs, in my eyes.
It's a huge 40. I think it's a new challenge for them. They've got to come out and be a lot better than Warrington side. Already 8 points in front, so it's a huge 40 for Leeds.
And already out on the field here at Ellen Road. Okay, we can go to Jenna, who is pitch side, tunnel side for halftime news. Jenna, what was said?
Ryan, I spoke to Brad Arthur, and he was really happy with that half. He said that their line speed was excellent. It's just unfortunate that they're behind on the scoreboard. Sam Burgess believes that this second half is going to be extremely tough. Of course, he's happy they've got the 8-point lead, but he also mentioned their line speed. He wants them to keep up, and it's just a real battle, isn't it? It's fantastic. But let's get this second half underway, and let's go over to you, John Wells and Dave Woods.
Thank you, Jenna. Looking forward to this now, this second half. Just one Papua New Guinean rib tickler between them at the moment. The try that George Williams picked up to score. A couple of Thewlis kicks as well, of course, but the brains trust still working hard, and the brains trust on the field know that there's plenty more to do to completely subdue this Leeds team in the second half, John.
Yeah, look, I think there's more. I think there's at least another try in Warrington, judged on their first half performance. So with that in mind, the Rhinos have got to cross the whitewash 3 times, and I'm trying to find a way from what I've seen in the first 40 minutes how they're going to do that. Yeah, they've got close a couple of times, but Warrington have been on the metal defensively. They've got to really tighten up on the execution and take the opportunities, limited as they will be, when they come.
And we can't overstate this enough, really. The importance of this game now with 5 rounds to go. Certainly for Leeds, as Brian says, probably have to win every game, including this. Lose this, they still have to win every game, but the chances are narrowing, and they've got some tough games to come as well in the next few weeks. This is Martin having a look back on the inside, but running into trouble. It starts with Catalan at home next week, London away, and we know their spirit. Hull at home, but then Wigan away and Hull KR away to finish. And when you put it in the context that they're probably going to have to win both those games, if they did and it got him in the 6, boy, would that have them fighting fit for the playoffs. But that is a big but, and Warrington can dent that massively today. And in turn, they need to win if they're going to keep pressure on the top 2. Finishing in the top 2 could be so important this year. Here's Walker out of dummy half. Ty ready to do battle again. Walker inside for Curry. Curry, who straightens things up and has a push. And Walker stalking in there again at dummy half. Options right and left, but he goes right down the middle and makes the break. And Dufty's there in support. And I thought there that Miller did a terrific job at full-back. Held his ground. just cut down the options of Danny Walker. Superb full-back play, but Warrington come again. And here's the other fella, Dufty with a kick to the in-goal area. And Hanley just puts it out of play. But quality, both of front and back there.
Take a look at this. Walker through, but the mark of a good full-back, Samuel will judge to this. Back off. Give the player with the ball too much time. Make him think about the decision, the options that he's got. Now, look, they get the ball back because it's Ash Hanley who has to kick the ball dead. But I tell you what, that is outstanding play. Danny Walker, we said, would provide spark from the base of the ruck. I think this is excellent. I think it's excellent work from a relatively inexperienced player. Give the ball player too much time to think. It's exactly what he did.
But he knows there's more to come.
Well, that's not an uncommon sight, is it? With James Bentley, he always seems to be right in the thick of things when it comes to claret and splits and stitches.
Well, he needs a new shirt, which will be peeled back on. Coach looks on, knowing that that could have been a huge moment. Warrington's score there, one just before the half and one straight after the break. That would have been massive psychologically.
It also backs up the point that you were making earlier about Sam Powell starting more games. You know, you look at that and you go, well, is Sam Burgess just taking the opportunity at this stage in the season to give some rest, put some rest into Danny Walker's legs, because he is so dynamic, and I think that we've seen that play out. Sam Powell was there to soak up that intense start to the game, and then this man's come on and almost in his real second dart from dummy half has split them open and forced them into a try-saving tackle.
It is a game of two hookers very often these days, isn't it? It's a modern twist on the old number 9 role.
Very different styles as well, aren't they? I think they're very complementary in the same squad.
Bentley's okay.
Let's go!
Bandage on, ready for battle again. And here's Lockie Miller with the drop that will find the safe pouch of Drinkwater, and Harrison will go on the charge. His dad is here. You've seen his dad, haven't you, Carl? And he's done a Leeds double today.
Saw him in the fan zone, yeah, wrong end of a large pint glass, but he's enjoyed himself. He's had a good day.
He went to Leeds United earlier, didn't he, against West Brom, and got himself up the M6 as quickly as possible. It was a dull 0-0 draw, I'm led to believe, that game, but he's supporting the other team this time, and he'll be disappointed to see that Warrington have lost that. Geordie Crowther spilling, and Leeds celebrate.
Where do you want the scrum?
It's a noisy celebration.
Yeah, it's another relief and another let-off, and maybe a little bit of poor fortune there, because there were certainly hands, there was action in there around the ball, wasn't there? Geordie Crowther looks aggrieved at that, and perhaps he's got a point as well.
Let's go ahead, Tim.
So we build again. There's an intensity to this game, isn't there? A kind of a heaviness in the atmosphere that hangs over it. We've had an outpouring just once so far, but there are more storms to come, you fancy. Somebody else will blow this game wide open at some point, you reckon? And Leeds at the moment with ball on hand.
There's too much quality both sides of the ball for there not to be another spark in this game, not to be another moment of magic.
Moment of magic. I like the phrase, John.
Yeah, I wrote it down earlier before.
Here's O'Connor out of dummy half again, and having a bit of a rush. Warrington's defence kept him tamed, and Frawley goes wide right again, but Warrington again doing their job. There's one play to go. O'Connor spins it back to Frawley, and Frawley gets it away. There's some heavy pressure there from Crowther. The referee saw that and he was happy with that. A commitment from Crowther that couldn't be restrained by time.
Yeah, and they're getting back to it as well, the Leeds Rhinos. You know, whilst this may have been judged to have just been a little bit late, referee saw nothing wrong from Crowther, but I was watching the kick chase, which was marvellous from the Leeds Rhinos.
And to be fair to Frawley, he bounced back up, didn't he, as well? No complaints. All's fair on a rugby league field at times. This is Ashton trying to pick a path, unleash the pace, but can't get his feet free. Walker to Williams. Williams back again, and just a little push inside Leeds territory, but not by far as Dufty climbs to his feet. It's back with Drinkwater, who kicks it up there, and Lockie Miller's the other side, and He too can catch it safely enough and almost sachets his way around one defender to find a gap between two more, but it closes, and bruisingly he's put down. Handley now. Being carried back. Gained some ground, lost some ground. Matt Duffy's still hobbling a little, by the way, in back play. John Wells has just spotted. O'Connor picks up. Here's Cameron Smith. Smith pushing his way almost to the halfway line. O'Connor.
Yeah, he's going to have to soldier his way through this game, you feel.
Here's Martin. Well, they're on the last play, so if the kick here requires Duffy to move quite a bit, he might have some troubles. And cleverly, Frawley has trying to find some space. King has got back to cover there, but there was no way Duffy was getting anywhere near that.
No, it was well covered, though, by Toby King. Great awareness from him. And that's a great first carry as well for Matty Ashton.
Well, how long do you keep him on? I mean, it's one thing saying there's no like-for-like replacement on the bench, but surely the longer you go here, the worse the trouble gets for weeks ahead. Harrison.
Good carry, strong carry, again, post-contact meters. Yeah, he's got a problem to solve, potentially.
Crowther, challenging. Leeds defenders up to it. Last play again, Walker. Little look around. Where's his number 7? There he is, Drinkwater putting it up. Miller underneath it. Trying to step away and create some space here, but Warrington defenders are all over him. So Leeds start from here. We're back, settling back into that tug-of-war outlook of this game. Neither side able to pull their way into a real advantage just at the moment, but there's only 7 minutes of this second half played. Sinfield helps it on its way. McDonald drives it forward. This is O'Connor who's drifted across there. Sinfield spinning it in. Smith now to Frawley. And it's looking wider now. And here's Hanley with a step back on the inside. Warrington's defenders there to cover. Martin's there in support, though. Leeds keep it alive. Slung away. Sinfield puts the kick for the chase of Fussy Tour, but there's enough pace back there. Surely for Warrington. Oh, that was untidy. But the referee, keeping a very close eye on that, says it went backwards.
Yeah, you watch this Rhinos defence now, absolutely charging up. O'Connor again, first man into contact. Smell blood here, the Rhinos.
2 tackles gone, and Warrington are penned where they feel the least comfortable. And Pulis has lost it. Referee points the arm and says penalty Warrington, and Leeds have just let them off the hook.
Well, it looked like Rhys Martin had tried a one-on-one strip, but with an additional player he didn't realise was in on the tackle. So it is a penalty. One-on-one you can. Yeah, there's another Leeds Rhinos player had touched him. So as soon as another Leeds Rhinos player touches him, this was the potential knock-on complained about by the Rhinos. As soon as another person touches the play, doesn't matter whether they fall back off again, you cannot strip. That is no longer a one-on-one tackle, and that's why Martin was penalised, and that's why the Warrington Wolves are marched upfield.
Well, that's the rule over here. The NRL, it's a different rule, isn't it? NRL, that's legal. Super League, illegal. Go figure. One sport, 2 rules. There's loads of other variations.
We've been doing that for years, Dave.
Don't worry, that's not the only difference between the two. There's Curry with the offload, and Walker scrambling on. Bentley's all over him.
He's like an octopus, James Bentley. Wasn't letting go, was he?
Drinkwater, this is Harrison who fancies a charge. Walker, again, having a look. Peeping left and right. Williams puts the kick on. This is anticipated here because Ashton was on the chase before the kick was away. Was he dragged down there? Yes, he was. Referee says professional foul. There could be further punishment.
I tell you what, they need to look at offside here as well. First glance, I thought Matty Ashton had jumped the gun a bit, and I think he's offside, which would negate that offence. The first offence would be offside.
Right, Tom, that is tackle 3.
Well,
I have no try.
He's sending it up as a penalty try.
Can you check the merits of a penalty try?
He's saying no penalty try to confuse things, but checking for the merits of a penalty try here.
Okay, it's tackle 3. We've got an offer called no try. We're checking for the merits of a penalty try. So we check onside first, so we can go through from this, please. Play through. And then something tighter in, please, towards the challenge. Can we just go back something from the gantry, please? Possibly camera 4. 5 will do. This will do, yeah, please. Keep going through. So, is the Warrington winger taken out without the ball? Just go back with this angle, please. So he's not in possession. So he's clearly taken out without the ball. Can we just go back to camera 5, please? Just to confirm where in the field Warrington players are. Thank you. I see on the lead.
Well, this is going to be interesting. They have to be certain. Was he certain? No, he wasn't. I don't think so. No try.
No try.
But
David, it's 10 minutes.
But Fussy Tour has been sin-binned for the professional
Shot to
foul.
potential try scoring opportunity.
Leeds are down to 12 for the next 10 minutes. And Warrington have a penalty in a very good position.
Yeah, and it's just a wicked bounce. And Fussy Tour ends up taking out Matty Ashton. It was so tight off the kick. I thought at first, live that Matty Ashton had maybe just strayed offside ever so slightly, but the video referee had cleared that. He timed his run to perfection from Drinkwater's kick, and then Fussy Tour is just chasing. You could probably say, yes, it's a professional foul, but he's doing it in the best spirits. It's not a cynical foul, is he? He thinks that Matty Ashton has taken possession, but he will spend the next 10 minutes in the sin bin, and the Leeds Rhinos will be up against it now.
And like you say, the offside, he motored down that left flank, didn't he?
We know he's quick, but I think it was very, very tight.
But here's Curry, and here's Drinkwater, and this now is Dufty, and Dufty rips a hole through that Leeds cover. They have the try, they get it legitimately, and Warrington increase their lead tellingly.
Yeah, and it's the danger man, isn't it? Matt Dufty, who has been struggling since an early twist to the knee, was hobbling at times, and he's soldiered through. He's been such an important part, a linchpin of this Warrington Wolves side, and gets another try. He gets what he does best. The setup's brilliant. The lines that people run, so well timed. Toby King's line in particular really undoes what's left of that right edge defence. Jacksonfield rather has to hold on this really strong committed line from Toby King. It just opens up the door for Dufty. Don't forget, they're a man down. The spaces are that little bit wider, but that man needs no second invitation, does he?
Well, his 18th, when you include Challenge Cup, 18th try of the season. And you can see he's very nearly an ever-present Matt Dufty. And we were writing him off, John. We had him game over. We had him done, yeah, we had him done on 20 minutes, but, fair play. These league players are tough. And especially when your game's based around that. It's all right having an elbow injury or a shoulder injury. If your game's based around speed, power, the forces that you put through those joints when you change direction and change speed, he's done incredibly well to keep himself out there, and then even better to put himself in a try-scoring position. 2 out of 2 for Thewlis so far, both simpler than this. Toughest task of the day, reflected in the success probability of the kick predictor. But is he up to it? No, he's hit the post. So remains 2 out of 3, 12-0. Wonder what Josh Warrington thought about the no try.
Just the wind sent him over.
Well, I don't think he thought much of it, did he? So here comes Lockie Miller to start things again. And now it's a sticky situation that Leeds really find themselves in, isn't it? 12 minutes of the second half played. Warrington leading by 12 points to 0. The Rhinos down to 12 for the next 9 minutes or so. And Warrington scenting more success here as they go wide early, and Ty trying to ride the tackle to get it away to Thewlis. This is Thewlis who searches the inside.
Well, the Rhinos can't start chasing a score just yet. There's plenty of time left in this game. They've got to see out this next 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh, there's an advance there from Momorowski. Came dashing over the line quickly. He did his job.
Yeah, it's a brilliant read. It's a really good read. It was an important one as well because there was an overlap for Warrington.
We saw him doing something similar against Wigan last week, and it almost cost, and he ended up getting an unintentional interception, didn't he, Momorowski? He likes to get out there and close things down. And out of dummy half goes Walker. Not looking for the touchline, just looking for distance. Taken by Miller. Miller comes skating back at that chasing Warrington line, but goes no further than that.
That's a good kick return, though. He's taken 20 metres there. First tackle. These are tough carries, but he's a willing contributor, is Ash Hanley. I think it's the area of the game that he's improved the most over the years. We knew he was always a great try scorer. We knew he always had speed.
Well, that's good from Momorowski. It eventually ends up in the hands of Smith. Not too far away from where Momorowski released it. In fact, a little bit further back, as it happens, but it's just taken a bit more effort from Warrington's defenders. Bentley. Just about kept hold. Certainly looked like a bobble in there, didn't there? Bentley not wearing a number, of course, now, because he's had to change his shirt. And here's Martin. For Leeds. Almost dragging himself through. One play to go. O'Connor again. Back with Sinfield. Sinfield sticks it up there. Chase is on. Momorowski gets hands back. Donald with a kick.
He just kicked it at his feet.
Bounces out of play.
Turnover. Middle.
Warrington have it back again.
Yeah, McDonald was claiming that ball was played out. Referee's having none of it. Momorowski gets so I think the kick was probably a little bit shallow, wasn't it? Yeah, it was kicked into Toby King rather than anything else. Toby King wasn't coming towards McDonald. He was screening off sideways.
Here's Ty.
One. Movement! James!
In.
Wait, go. Roderick, on the mark!
25 minutes at the end of this first day of the Magic Weekend. Are Warrington making another decisive move back towards the top of the table? Is this going to be a dampening of Leeds' expectations? Or can they find a response? Walker, he sidestepped with his eyes and he's off again. Williams is there, and Williams to try to take away from Hanley. He doesn't need to because he's got support from Duffy. It's the second in a space of minutes from the fleet-footed Warrington fullback. They're getting close to putting this game to bed.
Now, Duffy again with a try, but I'll tell you what, Danny Walker, I don't know about magic, there's some sort of wizardry going on between his ears. From dummy half, he is lethal. Half an opportunity, half a gap, and he's gone, and he's deep into the backfield. He has Williams into support. Ash Hanley breathing down his neck, and Duffy exactly where he needs to be at exactly the right time. But this man is having some night out at Ellen Road. Danny Walker, he's not got the try assist, it won't go up statistically, but put him heavily involved as a contributing factor to what is a decisive try, I think, in this game. So Duffy with a double on one leg, or 1.5 legs. But that's Danny Walker. Credit Danny Walker. His second clean break right through the middle of the field. Don't forget he started off the bench. And that little tactic that they've been rolling with for the last few weeks is really paying dividends. He's coming on fresh against tired opposition, and he's making it count.
So Thewlis settles himself. Easiest kick of the day. There should be 3 out of 4. There should be an 18-0 lead. It's very close to Warrington being out of sight. 18-0. But this, from dummy half, was more a wiggle of the eyebrows than a wiggle of the hips, wasn't it? To get himself through.
Devastating. devastating attack in Rugby League, and all the key components in the right place. It was a brilliant carry from Musgrove, quick play the ball into the backfield. This time Lockie Miller is drawn into the tackle. Williams to Dufty, who were in the right places at the right times, and could that be the killer blow for the result for tonight's game, and maybe even the playoff aspirations of Leeds? And it's been a costly sin bin, hasn't it, for David Fusitua?
Yeah, we've seen him so often on the sidelines this season. Usually it's game over because of injury. Unfortunately for him, at least he's got the chance to get back on. Just under 2 minutes still to serve on the naughty step, and his side needing him back quickly, because while he's been away, 2 Dufty tries have given Warrington the whip hand here, and they're looking for more. Here's Curry. Another limper, so we can expect a couple of tries from Matty Ashton in what remains of the game.
Yeah, it's contagious, isn't it?
That's the way it's been going. Walker again. Quick hands, poor hands. Ty drops on it, forward pass. Leeds get it back, and almost an ironic cheer from the Leeds fans. Their side are given a little bit of hope here.
Well, there's a quarter of the game left, isn't there? But now they are playing the scoreboard, because to score 4 tries in the 20 minutes that remain is going to be some tall order for the Rhinos. I don't think they've looked as fluid in attack, certainly as they did last week. And the Warrington Wolves have shown that they can create from nothing, or seemingly nothing.
Well, another try and a goal for Warrington puts them level on points, and level on points difference with Hull Kingston Rovers in second spot.
So it's 25 the magic number, is it?
25 to get them above them, but 24 to draw them level. And the tightness at the top of the table suggests that points difference is going to be an issue. 1, 2 and 3.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? It's brilliant at the top end of the league this year.
Well, that's a poor pass, and Ty was hungry for it, but he's knocked on.
Lost by Warrington. Where do you want this?
Yeah, again, it's just another example. It's just not quite there, is it? The pressure applied from Warrington forces Frawley into a substandard ball, substandard pass, and they just get another opportunity because Roderick Ty isn't able to clean up without knocking on himself. Here we go. Matt Dufty moves into clear second place. It's the double that's elevated him now. Look at the clutch of players all on 14. Dufty's moved himself into clear second.
This is Handley for Leeds, looking to somehow claim back this lost cause. Fusitua's back on the field, so at least they have 13 out there now. And here comes a big effort from Lissoni, who's taking them closer. A wrecking ball tight run that didn't quite burst through. Sinfield knocks it back to O'Connor. O'Connor takes them to within 5, and Ackers is measuring things up with another set of 6 to go. Restart, Frawley dummy. Doesn't catch them out, penalty because Reece Martin is run off the ball without the ball. It's simply another set of 6. George Williams with a push.
It's just a front ball for me.
Yeah, it's just a knock off the ball. I think that this, if I'm right, I think this could be Leeds' first penalty.
It's a penalty.
Such as the discipline's been so clean from the Warrington Wolves.
Yeah, no. That's all it is, though. On the line! Zane, on that line!
Yeah.
Andy, what are we doing?
They've conceded 5. Now they've got 1 back. And they're taking the tap. They have to. They need the 6. And here comes another huge Lissoni smash. But he's grabbed by Warrington defenders and stopped where he hits. It's another set of 6 because of the messing about that came after that. Sinfield, now O'Connor. O'Connor dragged down. 5 away. Ackers again. Runs it back on the inside. Crawley to Sinfield. Sinfield half through. But down he goes. Ackers spins it up, and it's a forward pass. Forward pass. Game Lissoni. The clear advantage on the line. And a big smile from him because he knows.
I mean, look, fair enough trying to go through the front door with Sam Lissoni, and it is clearly forward. But there's 3 plays there that the Leeds Rhinos have had opportunities to go out the back, and they seem gun shy. too happy to hit the lead runner far too often. It's about time they started taking some chances. Get a little deeper if you're feeling the heat defensively. If you feel that Warrington are shutting down the space and shooting the line to try and get you, like Roderick Ty did in the first half to Lockie Miller, get yourself a little deeper and start taking some chances. Yeah, forward out the hands from Andy Ackers. Clear as day, that.
19 minutes left to play, less than that. Is it too dramatic to say 19 minutes for Leeds to rescue their season?
I don't think it is too dramatic. I agree with John Wilkin. I think it was 40 minutes or done.
Oh, O'Connor flying in. And King is left on the ground, counting the birdies, tweeting around his head.
Take a look at this. What a shot on Toby King. Jared O'Connor, the enforcer.
But it is Leeds who are forcing the issue. It's a risky offload. Walker collects, but Leeds are winning this. Warrington players are claiming something. It's all going off on the floor. The referee's got some tidying up to do.
But it's been simmering for a while, hasn't it? I think from when Sam Lisoni came together with James Harrison and then Bateman and company, and it's just been simmering ever since. The Rhinos faithful behind the North Stand, they're getting behind their charges. It's Walker who's pulled down in a tackle, but the tackle's not complete. I think McDonald, that's a legitimate... He's entitled to do that, so long as he's not collected him high. There's a big reaction from the Warrington players. He's not happy with it, Danny Walker.
He's in amongst foes there, isn't he? Not too many friends. They eventually arrive.
Yeah, he's not grounded at this point. Ball carrying hands in the air. You know, McDonald's entitled to come in. Yes, he comes in hard and it's aggressive, but so have 300 other tackles been today. Yeah.
Are you all right, Tom?
It'll be interesting.
Going to make mugs of us all now. There'll be a high shot in here.
Let's hear from Chris Kendall, who's having that conversation with the video referee Tom Grant.
Captains! Right, it's a penalty. There is contact with the head. It's not forceful, dangerous, so it's a penalty only. Yeah. What we can't have is players running in. All right? So get into your men. Don't let it happen again.
Well, he's not explained why it's a penalty, but it is a penalty. He said not forceful or dangerous. But as you said, it looked as though it was a legitimate target.
Well, he just made the sign for high shot.
Right. Okay.
Which is, I mean, look, I don't see it from this angle. Maybe it's the right arm that comes ever so slightly high.
After the hit, the right arm came up, didn't it? So there's the clue.
Tackle one, wait.
2 balls on the field, so the referee says we just need the one. Let's start again, and here we go. And Bateman, who'll be up for the challenge.
I think Leeds
may the battle, but he's lost it. Leeds have it back.
I just thought he had a look on the ball, mate.
And back inside Warrington half with possession again here.
Just about to say, I think the Leeds Rhinos are going to need something here to go their way. They're going to need a bit of luck. In the end, it was a bit of work in the tackle from Jared O'Connor that loosed the ball from Bateman's grip. And Bateman protests, but the referee sees that as John not being in full control of the ball. So the Rhinos do get possession. It's exactly what they needed. And they can't hang around now, Dave. They've got to start posting points.
They need to score. They need to score quickly, and they need to score prolifically. And they've got another penalty. Lisoni and Ty, and Lisoni's not heard the whistle. He can just hear the red blood swirling around inside his ears. And now there are arms being thrown. Whether punches are landed, we'll have to wait and see. But it is getting very heated now.
Right, this is where we want to see Josh Warrington, because I want to have a look at Lockie Miller and that straight left. It looked he came in boiled up, did Lockie Miller. He's still having a go.
George, go over there.
Well, Williams ain't going to leave it. Miller's not going to leave it.
Over there.
I think he's lost. I think the red mist has descended for Lockie Miller.
Over there. Zane, take a man alive, please. You're a cool lad.
This is what started it. Look at that. Oh. And then Miller comes in, and he and Williams Williams and Miller getting entangled in the middle here. Have a look at Miller as he steps in here. He's not happy.
Well, I think George Williams was initially protesting at a Lissoni arm. Maybe his arm was a little high.
So Miller and then Williams comes in. Oh, Pulis is there as well.
I've blown the whistle, then you have made contact on Lissoni, so you're going 10 minutes in the bin. Yeah. He's going as well. I've just told you about players running in. Go on, Roger.
Illegal contact on Lissoni.
I just told you about players running in. I blow the whistle. He then makes unnecessary contact on Lissoni. I'm going to deal with him. Yeah. Sam!
Sam Lissoni's going to get a talking to as well here.
Mate, come here. There's no point walking away.
It's a long arm of the law.
Right. I've just said to the captains previously, if we have players running in and causing stuff, they're going to be sat down. It's a penalty. It's initial penalty. You then strike him. You're 10 minutes in the bin as well. You did, mate.
Well, Lissoni can argue all he likes. He ain't going to win it. Judgment has been delivered, and he's off for 10 minutes as well. It's 12 against 12.
Well, it had been threatening to boil over for some time, hadn't it? Lissoni it's a decent carry to start with. And so is it the left arm lash out in retaliation from Roderick Ty that's ended up landing him in the bin?
But 12 against 12, and Leeds fighting for their playoff lives at the moment. Warrington sitting pretty in the table with this lead, but Leeds trying to dent it if they can. It's a big set of 6 in the context of the season, never mind a game here. Frawley popping it back on the inside for Donaldson. Ackers waiting again, feeds it back to Sinfield. Now it's with Frawley, out to Miller. Newman trying to put the step on, but Warrington's defence is watching him every step of the way and forcing him towards the sideline. The ball comes free. Martin picks it up. He's heading for the sideline as well, but finds the ground. Desperately. Leeds hang on to the initiative. Sinfield, the dummy and the run, and almost through. Bateman left grasping. Vaughan did the necessary. It's with Frawley. Here's Martin. Trying to create the space. Oh, Newman was sidestepping, but he forgot to take his arms with him. The legs were moving well, but the arms lost the ball, and Warrington survived.
Caught in two minds, I think, the Leeds Rhinos there. I think Ash Hanley had called for a kick through and just thought that maybe he had pass options available for him. I think he thought about it for a second, did Reece Martin, then he's fired a ball into Harry Newman. And another opportunity gone begging for the Leeds Rhinos.
Hold, go to.
This is King. Warrington quite happy to settle things down here. Take the heat out of the situation.
Move, step back! Wait!
18-0 is good enough from their point of view. King carries it on.
Move, Jared!
They're in a fight here.
Go for.
Ignore the scoreboard at the moment. They're in a fight. And Vaughan. One play to go. Walker again. Williams will get the kick in before Ackers reaches for him. Collected by Miller. Miller with dancing steps and almost on the outside of Pulis. Just kept hold of the elastic in his shorts, I think.
Really smart by George Williams. He's put the Leeds Rhinos in a corner here, and there are some tired bodies who are struggling to get back behind the ball.
Frawley will get inside, and Tua's had plenty of time on the sidelines, so he's relatively fresh. Sinfield helps it on its way, and just trying to smash their way out of this end of the field at the moment. Ackers. Frawley. Martin. Searching the inside again. Sinfield closed down by Bateman, who gets his hands on the next man, but it's still away, and Sinfield is short of the halfway line. One to go. Frawley puts it high in the air. Jared O'Connor's warned that he's offside by a million miles, so he has to hold his chase. But once 10 yards are covered, he can join the others in making that tackle.
Leeds have got to get through a clean set in defence, and then they've just got to start playing. They've got to start playing because they're hitting front line runners. They're aborting plays. They've now just got to start throwing Hail Marys because the Warrington Wolves don't need to win this game again.
Sam Powell's back on the field, by the way, as Williams brings it out. Wider still, they search here. Nicholson struggling to get up and play it as quickly as he can. Williams again. Reached up by Ackers, his little reverse flick from Williams. Tricks of the trade, and Vaughan dragged out by Frawley on that occasion. Last play, Williams sticks it up in the air. Fussy 2 has dropped back. He knew what was coming. There's a chase on as well. The ball goes to ground. The referee says play on for the moment. Ashton claims it, but look at his body language.
Time off.
There's no great confidence there.
Tom hit his tackle 5. We've got no try.
No try.
Just check Matthew Ashton's knocked the ball on in the air.
So we're going for the video referee again here.
It's tackle 5. We've got onto a call of no try. Checking onside, offside first. So chase are onside, so we can go through towards the challenge, please. So possibly something from the corner. So we'll run this through. Where does this ball come off? Okay, that appears to come off Matty Ashton. Anything else on that, please? So, fair challenge. Does that come off? Matty Ashton has the strap on in his arm. That's touched at that point and goes forward in relation to the ground. I've got my decision.
Well, clear for all to see, and if you looked at the way Matty Ashton reacted after, in quotes, scoring that, I think he was fairly confident that it wasn't going to be given either. So no try, but it remains advantage Warrington by a distance.
I'll say this, though, as pretty casual from David Fuster-Tua, who I think already owes his team after spending 10 minutes in the bin. Matty Ashton, he did get his right arm there just before Fuster-Tua got it, but you got to ask the question, why, when you got a bloke with a 9-foot wingspan who must be 8 foot in the air if he gets everything extended, can't take that before Ashton does.
Oh, here's Ackers going marching off at pace, gathering in the yards as he does so, and O'Connor, the other dummy half, will go out now. And here's Sinfield, and Sinfield taking his team inside the Warrington half, but only by a couple of strides. 3 plays to go for Leeds. 11 minutes remaining. Miller flings it wide, and too wide, too adventurous, and Hanley can't drag it in. And look at that, Luke, doesn't that tell a story?
Right idea. It's the right idea, because they've got to start throwing these sorts of passes now.
We're on this line,
but
Justin.
They're against the clock and they're against the scoreboard, and the percentages just start to drop that ever so slightly, don't they? Everything has got to be on the money, and it was just a centimetre too far in front of Ash Hanley. It wasn't forward, but it was just out of the grasp of the England winger.
Step back on the line.
This is Powell. This now is King. Well, we're in the territory of player of the match, and it's your decision, by the way, watching at home. 4 candidates for you to choose from.
2, movement, Matt!
We'll tell you those in just a second. This is hammered forward by Musgrove. Well, these are your 4 candidates for player of the match. Williams, Thewlis, Curry and Dufty. A Warrington foursome. So visit the Our League app if you want to have your say on those 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, for what it's worth, I could narrow that down to 2. Oh, what's a great shot, and there's one of them. I think Josh Thewlis, Matt Dufty 2 tries, and what a brave soul he's been. He's clearly struggled through the game. Dufty and Thewlis for me, pick one of those 2. Thewlis has had an outstanding game.
You're not supposed to sway the boat, John.
Well, I've just narrowed it down. No one listens to me anyway, but in my opinion...
People might vote the other way just because you said that. Oh, that was solid from Sangaré. Fly at me if you want, but you'll just bounce off my big body and I'll get another 10 metres downfield. This is Ackers. Here's Miller. Bouncing one way, bouncing the other. Offers it inside to Martin, and Martin searching. There's a little kick on because Momorowski's made the chase. Oh, brilliant from both of them. Momorowski to anticipate, Martin to see it. Execution looked good.
We have a try.
He thinks it
onside,
probably
offside,
was
into
good.
grounding, please.
But they're having a look. Onside, offside, as you heard, and grounding. Let's hear from video referee Tom Grant.
Okay, it's tackle 3. We've got an off the call of a try. We're checking onside, offside into grounding. So at the point the ball is on the foot, everybody is onside, so we can go through to grounding, please. So something from the corner maybe. Play this through. So pick up is clean. And it's grounded. Thank you. I see all I need.
Well, here's a confidence from Martin, because as that try is given, and the try is given, Rhys Martin's all ready to kick the goal. He's wasting no time. Referee's in the way. So he's just going to... Oh, he's moving a little... Well, that's not going to make any difference. He's moved it about a foot closer.
He could have kicked it from 30 metres further away as well.
He's moved it a foot closer just to make absolutely sure. He teed it up as we were watching the video referee's decision there. Over it goes, 18 points to 6. Is there still life in this game yet? We've seen some magic finishes down the years. Catalan St Helens. Are we about to see another here?
Yeah, ball comes out left here, but if you keep your eyes at the top of the screen, Momirovski will appear as this ball goes across. He calls for this. Points where he wants Rhys Martin to kick that ball. That's a brilliant piece of anticipation by Momirovski and an excellent piece of execution by Rhys Martin. So the boot of Rhys Martin, try assist for that man, adds the extras, and we are just still alive if you're a Leeds Rhinos fan.
Never mind same page, that was the same line, wasn't it, that they were both on?
That was brilliant.
And Leeds need to score twice. Warrington know that there's a whirlwind coming their way now. And they have to resist to hold on to what would be a huge win for them.
Well, they're going to have to throw the kitchen sink at the Warrington Wolves here.
Watch your timing, Toby.
Sinfield back to Frawley, and Martin again. And now into the line comes Miller, and Hanley trying to burst through, but Williams has got his ankles and drags him down. Another set of 6. O'Connor. O'Connor working, trying to get through. Frawley. Another big set. Leeds score again. My goodness, feel the nerves. Sinfield back on the inside again, and Sangaré dominated by those 2 Warrington defenders. Vaughan leading that. Yates as well was in there. Sinfield goes wide. Momirovski now puts the kick in for himself, because Fussy Tour had already taken a track back on the inside, but Fussy Tour has done a good job there of keeping Warrington on their own line.
Yeah, it was great anticipation in defence.
Oh, but the defence has switched off, and suddenly Drinkwater is taking it much further downfield than Leeds had expected.
Yeah, it's great work from Drinkwater, and it was great anticipation from Matty Ashton as well. Momirovski chose to kick early in the count.
Well, that's cleared the decks, hasn't it, for Warrington? Big pressure easer, knowing that they just get efficiently to the end of this set and put a good kick in. That's all they have to do. One play left. Powell. Drinkwater's to his left. That's favourite. Touchline could be the next move. Well, he's dabbed it through and made it bounce. Miller picks up and instantly goes looking and throws a huge pass out. The touch judge was right in line with that. Not a forward. Frawley picks it. Trying to squeeze through. Williams. They're baying for a penalty for the high shot. This now is Lassoni. Lassoni back on the field. Sorry, obviously back out there as well. So 13 apiece for what remains. 5.5 to go. Sinfield. Short one. Lassoni. Gathering moss in the shape of Warrington defenders. Wasn't rolling fast enough. Ackers. Miller. This is Martin. Sinfield. They're making the moves on that right-hand side. McDonnell lost it. And the kick in the follow-up, even if it hadn't been given as a loss, was clearly too hard, and a tap back on the 20 for Warrington.
You feel for McDonald, don't you? Because he was trying to get an offload away desperately, and it's just not worked out for him. It's a brilliant tap from Matty Ashton. He's stolen heaps of metres, now Ty on the run, halfway already.
Freshness in that body. Roderick Ty. Thewlis. Four plays to go. Warrington make absolutely sure from here if they score again. Dufty. Ty. Williams. Powell steps away, buys himself some time to pass away to Curry. Curry shakes off O'Connor, then tries to go through a gap that closes quickly, but tackles in the bag again. Powell and Vaughan will carry and score, has he? No, he's not. He's held up. My goodness, that would have taken some defending under the threat of that big fella.
Josh, you look at the set look on his face. Here I'm going, route one, front door, Lockie Miller, Jared O'Connor. They say no. And McDonald's underneath all that as well, but the threat's not over.
Play the ball, not an 8.
3.5 minutes remain. Last play, I think this one is. Williams. Here's Yates. Trying to squeeze through. And he'll be more than content with giving Leeds the ball back there. A yard from their own line.
They've got to go 95 metres, and they've got to do it in this set, you feel, because they are running out of time. This has been, for the most part, a really polished performance from the Warrington Wolves, but it's got a backbone to it, hasn't it, of grit and ruggedness that we've perhaps not seen in previous years.
That's the Burgess difference, isn't it? The Burgess effect on this Warrington collective is a grit and determination when the going gets tough. It's a 40-20 potential, but it incredibly bounces back in field when it was certain to go out of play. And suddenly, Matty Ashton racing through. He's got the pace on Lasoni, has he? No, he hasn't. The big man across to drag him down. Miller was there waiting as well. But here comes Dufty. Shrugs him off, gets himself up again. Bateman. And the offload. And it's Dufty. And it's a hat-trick. 3 tries for the Warrington fullback. A flash. And a dive. And a score that confirms a big Warrington win.
It's Dufty again in the right place, exactly where you need it to be. And we know what a kick he gets out of this, what a kick he gets out of try scoring. And Bateman it is who takes it in, rides a couple of tackles, and then gets an offload away. And Dufty just lurking, short side, finishes the game, puts the game to bed, and perhaps agonisingly, not that it matters all too much at the end of tonight, but it takes the Warrington Wolves to 22 points to 6. It's not going to be enough for them, you feel, to nick second spot, if only for overnight, but job well done for Sam.
But the other side of that mathematics is that if Hull KR lose tomorrow, Warrington will leapfrog them in all probability because of points difference. Leeds fans have seen enough, but there have been plenty in here today. 30,810. Never full at any given moment because 6 tribes have come and gone throughout the day, but there's been an atmosphere that's been party-like for most of the day, and they are the people who are enjoying it the most just at the moment, because Warrington continue to climb. What's the likelihood of him kicking this, do you reckon? Let artificial intelligence have its say. 57%.
I'm backing him in here.
Yeah, over it goes, over it goes. Never mind the artificial intelligence, what about the John Wells intelligence? 24 points to 6. Not as an emphatic win as that scoreline maybe suggests. But it's been a tough win.
Yeah, look, and it's been a return to form for the Warrington Wolves. I think they've been shaky over the last couple of weeks. Yes, they got a victory against London, but they were out of sorts, albeit in the absence of George Williams. And well, they've pretty much given up.
That's out of play on the full, so it'll be a penalty back on the halfway line, and that will be.
Well, you take the two here, don't you?
Act.
2 points on offer, no real time to play. Let's improve the points difference. I've been saying before a ball was kicked this year, Dave, points difference is going to be massive. I think it's going to decide positions and may even decide home playoff spots, you know.
Yeah.
So this is not a daft decision or just an arbitrary decision.
Well, the hooter sounds. The game is up, apart from this. Viewless from the halfway line. James Harrison there with an ambition fulfilled today, having not only played at Wembley, but Ellen Road, I should say. There's a Freudian slip for Leeds United fans. But having played at Ellen Road and won at Ellen Road.
Right.
And that's the size of it.
Well, we know how far it is away.
Yeah.
It's bang on the centre spot.
It's good, Paul. Stay behind! Justin, on the line, thank you. Paul, stay behind!
Right, I think this is probably right at the end of Josh Shoeless's range, but it's bang in front.
Here we go, last kick of the day. He's certainly got the distance on that, hasn't he? But it has gone wide. Out on the full, so that will end it, but 24 points to 6. Well, what a win for Warrington. Keeping the pressure on top club Wigan, putting the pressure back on Hawkinston Rovers. You fancy it's a race between those three for the top 2 spots and the best position for a crack in the playoffs. At the moment, Leeds Rhinos are hanging on to the threads of the coattails of the top 6 chase. They have to win every game that remains now, surely, having lost here today. Warrington 24, Leeds 6.
Dave, John, thank you very much. Yes, Leeds will need not just that, not to win all their remaining games. They will need a capitulation of sorts from either Salford, Catalan or St Helens. For Warrington, as Dave has said, they stay in touch with Hull KR in second and Wigan, who are top of the table. A 3-way race for the 2024 League Leaders Shield. Leeds now remain 4 points outside the top 6 and with all to do and almost all out of their own hands.
It's great news for Salford, Catalan and St Helens that that's a perfect result for those teams. It's looking impossible, not impossible, improbable for Leeds to make it. And if that is the case, actually on reflection of their season as a whole, I think that's probably fair. I think where they sit right now, 7,